Hello, all you fabulous friends, fans, and superstars. Welcome back to Nadiya Shah's channel. My name is Ryan Hunt, and I'm going to be your host for today to walk you through the lunation of the full moon in Aquarius for August of 2025. I'd like to extend a big thank you to Nadiya for welcoming me back here today. It's an honor to be with you and to walk through the stars in the sky and how they impact our life here on Earth. If you'd like to learn more about me and the work that I do, please visit my website, www.ryan-hunt.com. You can also find me here on YouTube at the handle Astrology by Ryan, all one word, Astrology by Ryan. And since this is my birthday month, here in August, I am offering a special birthday discount from me to all of you. It's a 50% off discount code. The coupon code should be in the link in the description below. And this coupon code will be valid for 50% off for any of my individual sessions. I have 3 types of sessions: a premium, standard, and basic session. The 50% off code will be valid for all 3 of those sessions, and it will also be valid for my 6-session package for coaching and mentoring. So if you're a student of astrology and looking to receive any one-on-one mentoring about any aspect of astrology, you can use that 6-session coaching package to receive mentoring on astrology. If you're also looking for any kind of life coaching or career, business, or transition coaching, I also offer those. And that 6-session coaching package will be valid for those topics as well. So this is a 50% off coupon for all of my individual one-on-one sessions, single sessions, as well as my 6-session package. And this is going to be valid not only for August, but until the end of Virgo. Feel free to use that coupon code. It'll be in the description below. And if it's not, if you can't find it there for some reason, you can always go to my website. Again, that's www.ryan-hunt.com. And in the top menu, there should be a link to a page that for the birthday coupon, and it'll be listed there. Now let's go ahead and dive in to this lunation cycle and see what it has in store for us today. Today we are walking through the story of the full moon in Aquarius, which becomes exact on August 9th, 2025 at 12:53 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Now, depending on where you are in the world, you might feel this light building on the evening of August 8th, as the moon perfects her fullness through the night. The peak energy arrives in the early hours of the 9th for most of us, or perhaps still late on the 8th if you are in certain Western time zones. This moment is much more than just a single point in time. This full moon in Aquarius marks the high point of a truly challenging, transformative, and hopeful story that began 2 weeks ago as the new moon started her story. This is a story woven with threads of struggle, leading to the chance for real strength, turning raw intention into a lived reality. It is about what happens when our most heartfelt plans meet the stark, unblinking truth of the world around us. It is about how we transform the grit of reality into the gold of wisdom. In this video, we are going to trace that entire story. First, we'll look back at the difficult road the moon has traveled to get here, so we can understand the weight and the wisdom she now carries. Then we will stand in the full, revealing light of this moment, decoding the powerful opposition between the sun in Leo and the moon in Aquarius. After that, we will look ahead to a wave of genuine grace and support that is just on the horizon, a promise that can carry us through the coming weeks. And finally, we'll map out the moon's path forward, showing you the key moments of testing and breakthrough that are still to come in this lunar cycle, leading us to the next full moon. Have you ever felt like you started something with so much hope, so much energy, only to be immediately met with one obstacle after another? As if a strong current was pushing you further and further from where you intend to go, despite your best efforts. If the last 2 weeks have felt this way, you have been in perfect sync with the moon's journey. It's a feeling that many of us know well. The world pushing back just when we try to move forward. To truly understand the weight and significance of this full moon, we have to go back to its beginning, at the new moon in Leo. A new moon is like a seed point, a moment when the sun and moon unite in the same part of the sky, planting an intention for the month ahead. This last one took place in the heart of fiery, courageous Leo, a zodiac sign filled with a deep sense of purpose and a burning desire to create, to shine, and to lead from the heart. Leo is a sign of nobility, of strength, of the sovereign self, demanding attention and radiating warmth. Its ruler is the sun, the source of all life and light in our solar system, embodying our conscious will and spirit. So this was a powerful, hopeful start. It was an intention born from a place of personal courage, a desire to express your unique light in the world, and a clear vision of what you wanted to bring forth. Think of it as a lightning, a fire deep within, ready to illuminate your path. Perhaps to step into a new leadership role or express a creative idea that burns brightly within you. This was a moment to claim your personal power and purpose. But early in this new cycle, the moon began a challenging pilgrimage. As a key point, she crossed the south node of her orbit, plunging her into the southern hemisphere of the sky. In traditional astrology, the moon's nodes are points where her orbit crosses the ecliptic, the sun's apparent path. The south node is seen as a point of release, of karma, of the past. Astrologers of old saw the moon crossing the south node as a kind of baptism, a descent into the deep, emotional waters of creation. It's a submergence into a realm that isn't always governed by clear logic or conscious choice. It's a place of feeling, intuition, memory, and the often unseen currents that shape our lives. Imagine stepping into a vast, ancient ocean where currents of emotion and ancestral memory pull at you, asking you to acknowledge and move through hidden depths. This part of the journey forces us to face what we might prefer to leave unseen or unaddressed, bringing old patterns and past experiences to the surface so they can finally be released. She was sent into these deep waters as if to remind her of the hidden depths that underpin all new beginnings. And in these deep waters, who did she meet first? Mars, the planet of action, conflict, and separation. Mars drives us forward, but also sparks disputes and forces division. He is the warrior, the one who cuts through obstacles. At the time of the full moon, Mars is in Libra. Libra is the sign of peace, diplomacy, and balance, seeking harmony and common ground above all else. Its entire purpose is to find equilibrium and build bridges. Mars, the planet of war, is deeply uncomfortable here. This is what astrologers call his detriment, a place where he is a guest in a house whose rules he doesn't understand or respect. He can't act with his usual direct force, with sharp, clear assertion. Instead, his energy becomes passive-aggressive, indecisive, or just plain frustrating. It's the energy of a tense negotiation where no one will budge, of smiles that don't reach the eyes, of conflicts that simmer under the surface but never find a clean resolution. Think of battles fought not with fists, but with passive withdrawal or pointed silence, where efforts to find peace are constantly undermined by underlying tension. On a personal level, this can show up as endless arguments with a partner that go nowhere, or feeling stuck in a business deal because no one will compromise, leaving you drained and without clear progress. So the moon's early encounter with her on her new journey was with this thwarted, difficult, and agitating energy that would eventually come to sit in Libra today. It was a rocky, haggard meeting that may have left many of us feeling drained, frustrated, or caught in conflicts that had no clear path. This is often the case when Moon and Mars meet in a conjunction. We see this reflected on the world stage, don't we? We see hardline diplomatic standoffs where trade policies and tariffs are used as weapons, creating economic uncertainty and tension, affecting global economies. This is the very picture of Mars, the planet of action, struggling to function in Libra, the sign of peace, attempting to find balance, but resorting to aggressive leverage. We also witness peace deadlines issued as ultimatums, only to be publicly dismissed while attacks continue. Notice that Libra, Mars expression, highlighting the struggle for resolution in ongoing conflicts. The desire for peace, Libra, is met with aggressive, unresolved action, Mars in detriment. On a personal level, this may feel like arguments that go in circles, or a feeling of being stuck between a rock and a hard place, unable to act decisively or resolve underlying friction. You might have felt your forward momentum blocked by a lack of agreement or unresolved tensions, perhaps in a partnership or an important negotiation. This is the experience of trying to find common ground when the ground itself feels shaky, where your attempts to move forward are met with unexpected friction or a lack of cooperation. Look for these signs and indications during this full moon in Aquarius. After her encounter with Mars, which was in Virgo when she passed him, Mars now is in Libra, but the actual encounter was in Virgo. After this draining encounter, the moon's path didn't get any easier. She entered a section of the zodiac known traditionally as the Via Combusta. This means the burnt road or the burnt path, the fiery path. This is a stretch of the sky running from the middle of Libra to the middle of Scorpio. Ancient astrologers saw this as a difficult passage for the moon because right in its heart lies a critical point, the exact place of the moon's fall. A planet's fall is where it feels its greatest weakness and vulnerability, the sign and the point opposite its exaltation, or the place of highest honor. The moon is exalted in the 3rd degree of Taurus, so it is the 3rd degree of Scorpio where she finds her fall. And after being roughed up by a struggling Mars, the moon had to walk this burnt path, a journey through the landscape of symbolic ashes toward the point where she is least able to protect herself, or to express her full power. It is like traveling through a barren, desolate land where resources are scarce and comfort is hard to find. A time when our emotional well-being might feel particularly fragile, like a ship without a compass. Again, this is the story of the moon as she has moved up to this point now. So we're just talking about why she is in the condition she is now. And these are the stories that come to us of why she is where she is and how she is. This period may have felt like a trial by fire for many of us, a time where your vitality was low, your confidence was shaken, and your emotional reserves felt completely spent. It's the feeling of walking through a fog of sorrow where endings feel more real than beginnings and your inner light feels dim. It's when you work hard but see no results, when your efforts feel ignored or devalued, like pouring water into a sieve. It's a journey through the experiences related to the 6th and 8th houses: illness, labor, fear, and loss, areas where life often feels most challenging and out of control. Think of the nagging cold that just won't quit, or the endless pile of chores that leave you exhausted. This is the realm of the everyday grind. The small ailments that drain our energy and the anxieties that chip away at our peace of mind. It's the heavy, mundane weight of being human when things aren't flowing, when you feel like you are just barely making it through each day. And as she began to rise from this low point, moving toward Aquarius, who did she meet? Pluto, the lord of the underworld. Pluto governs death, rebirth, and everything hidden beneath the surface. Pluto is a planet of power. And it is this power and control, this kind of transformation that comes only through crisis, forcing deep, often uncomfortable change. An encounter with Pluto is never light. It forces us to confront what we've buried, what we've avoided, and what holds secret power over us. It strips things down to their essential truth. It is the alchemical fire that burns away everything that is not essential, leaving behind only what is real, often through a process of breaking down what was before. This meeting with Pluto, especially after the difficult passage of the Via Combusta, can feel like a final intense pressure point demanding that we surrender to a deeper transformation. This might feel like a moment where a system you relied on suddenly breaks down, forcing you to completely rethink your approach or uncovering a secret that changes everything. We see Pluto's signature in the stark realities of life and death, and its heavy consequences, like the tragedy at an aid distribution site in Gaza, where the fight for basic sustenance leads to a stampede and terrible loss, bringing deep grief and questioning to the surface. This is Pluto's influence revealing the raw power dynamics of life and death and the hidden vulnerabilities within collective struggles. We see it in the intense power struggles that weaken governments from within. It is as a party quits a governing coalition over military exemption laws, compounding existing political challenges and corruption trials for leaders. This speaks to the deep structural shifts and hidden power plays Pluto often represents. We also see it in the hidden things like alleged secret insurance commissions or a counter-terror program missing an opportunity to intervene in a life that suddenly come to light and demand a reckoning, revealing the underbelly of systems that force a collective awareness of what has been concealed. Pluto represents the confrontation within our deepest fears and with matters of inheritance, debt, and shared resources that become points of crisis. It's the moment you realize a system you trusted is broken or a foundation you relied on is unstable, forcing a complete overhaul and a necessary, if painful, change. So this is the moon that arrives at her fullness. She's not naive. She is not untested. She has been baptized in deep waters, battered by conflict with Mars, walked the burnt road, and faced the Lord of Death himself. And now she arrives at her peak illumination, carrying the memory and the scars of these trials. Does this sound familiar to any of you? And this is why this full moon feels so significant. It is an illumination that has been earned through struggle. It is a light that shines not in spite of the darkness, but because of it. A truth forged in the crucible of experience. It is the raw material of our journey, now ready to be seen and understood, not just as a challenge, but as a source of deep, hard-won wisdom. And now we stand here at the peak, the full moon. A full moon is always an opposition. This means the moon, which represents our inner world, our body, our habits, and our feelings, stands at the end of the sky, fully illuminated by the sun at the other end. The sun represents our spirit, our conscious will, our identity, and our drive to express ourselves. An opposition in astrology is an aspect where two planets are at 180 degrees apart, directly facing each other across the zodiac. It creates a tension, a polarity, where two opposing forces are brought into direct awareness. A full moon is a moment of culmination, a revelation, and emotional peak. It's when the seed planted at the new moon finally bears fruit, and we get to see what we've grown. It's a moment of truth where the unconscious becomes fully visible in the light of day. This is when what we've been feeling on the inside is brought to the surface, demanding our attention and understanding. This particular opposition is happening across the Leo-Aquarius axis. The sun is in Leo. Leo is the kingdom of self, ruled by the sun itself. It's about personal authority, creative expression, pride, courage, and the noble, generous heart. The sun in Leo asks, what do I want to create? How can I shine? How can I lead from my heart? It is the singular, radiant, sovereign self, demanding to be seen and recognized, embodying warmth and generosity. It is the archetype of the king or queen, the performer on the stage, the leader whose personal character, actions, and strength shapes the destiny of the group. On the world stage, we can see this archetype in the intense focus on strong leaders, prime ministers, and presidents who command the public stage, and whose personal actions, strengths, and weaknesses shape national and international destinies. It's the will of the individual driving the story, often with a flair for the dramatic or a strong desire for recognition. Think of a spotlight shining brightly on one person, emphasizing their unique contribution, their personal brand, or their powerful presence. Perhaps you have felt a strong pull to step forward, to take the lead on a project at work, or to share a personal creative endeavor with the world, eager for your unique contribution to be noticed and valued. Opposite the sun, the moon is in Aquarius. Aquarius is the realm of the collective, traditionally ruled by Saturn, the planet of structure, society, and boundaries. Aquarius is about the group, the community, our friends, and our hopes for the future. It governs innovative, often rebellious ideas that are meant to serve the whole, bringing about collective change. The moon in Aquarius asks, what is best for the group? How can we innovate for a better future? Where do my personal feelings fit within the needs of humanity? It is the opposite of Leo. Leo is about the self. Aquarius is the collective. It is cool, intellectual, and concerned with the system, not the self. It seeks detached, objective solutions for the greater good. We see its energy in the rise of collective movements in broad humanitarian concerns and in the laws and border policies that affect entire populations, often addressing issues like migration and access to resources. This includes the global concerns about declining birth rates and aging populations, which are collective societal issues that demand innovative solutions. It's the system itself, the network, the code, and our place within it, sometimes at the expense of individual feeling. Think of a vast interconnected web where the focus is on the flow and function of the whole rather than on any single strand. On a personal level, this might be a time where you feel a strong sense of duty to your community, or where your personal choices are clearly impacted by broader societal rules or trends. This full moon creates a direct polarity between these two fundamental forces. Your personal heartfelt desires, your need to shine, Leo, are being put on display and tested against your social reality and the collective responsibilities, the needs of the larger group, Aquarius. It's like standing on a seesaw with your individual needs on one side and the demands of the world on the other. This isn't about one being right and the other wrong, but about finding the sweet spot where both can exist, where your unique spark can somehow serve the greater good, and where the needs of the collective can be met without erasing the individual. The central question of this full moon is this: how do you balance the needs of your own heart with the needs of the world around you? This can be big in the sense of the entire globe, or it can be small in the sense of your family or close network of friends. How do you maintain your unique spark while also serving the greater good? Again, maybe for the global community or maybe for your family. It's the opposition between self and other. This is not just a philosophical question, but a practical one. Where does your personal creative fire serve the collective good? And where does it clash with it? Where is your pride, your need for personal recognition, getting in the way of true collaboration and genuine community? Where is your desire to be the hero of your own story, overshadowing your humanitarian impulses, leading you to act in ways that serve only yourself? Have your efforts to shine somehow created isolation instead of connection, perhaps making you feel like you are alone in your efforts, even if they are grand? Perhaps you launched a bold new idea, only to find it met with resistance from your team or your unique way of doing things, clashes with the established rules of a group. Conversely, are you so focused on the collective, on the shoulds and the systems, on what is logical or right for the group, that you've lost touch with your own joy, your own unique spark, the very thing that makes you you? Have you become so detached, so rational, that you've forgotten the importance of the individual heart, including your own? Have you perhaps sacrificed your personal well-being or creativity for a cause that doesn't truly light you up, leaving you feeling empty even if you're doing good work or fulfilling a collective duty? Maybe you've poured all your energy into a group project only to realize your own creative contribution felt stifled. Or you put the needs of your social circle before your own happiness. This is a moment to look honestly at your impact. The Leo sun shines a bright, revealing light on everything you've created and put into the world since the last new moon. And the Aquarius new moon asks you to detach emotionally for a moment and observe for a distance how it was all received. Did your actions build community, or did they inadvertently isolate you? This is the shadow side of Leo, the feeling of isolation or becoming isolated. They seek audience and find themselves alone. Did your passion inspire others, or did it perhaps overwhelm them with its intensity? Did your focus on logic from the group needs leave someone feeling unseen or unheard, failing to connect on a human level? This is a chance to see the full picture of your engagement with the world, not through the lens of what you intended, but through the clear light of what manifested. This full moon is a call for every special quality, all equanimity, loving kindness, compassion, and sympathetic joy. Equanimity is the practice of meeting both pleasure and pain, success and failure, praise and blame with a calm, balanced mind. It's not about being indifferent or numb to what happens around you. It's about seeing the whole picture clearly, without being swept away by one side of it. It's the ability to hold the tension between opposites without needing to pick a side or declare a winner. This full moon asks us to hold the tension between the personal and the collective, the heart and the mind, the leader and the group, and find a place of stable, watchful stillness in the middle. It's about being present with whatever arises without losing your center, allowing yourself to observe without judgment, and understanding that life often presents us with these dualities. Practicing equanimity can look like recognizing a moment of conflict and choosing to breathe deeply rather than react, or acknowledging both the good and the bad in a situation without letting either consume your entire focus. It is the quiet strength that arises from accepting things as they are, even as you work to make them better. Here is your first invitation for reflection. Take a moment to think about the last 2 weeks. Think about that Leo intention you set, that thing you wanted to create or express, that personal light you wanted to shine. Where have your actions born from your heart's desire met the reality of the wider world, the systems, and the group? Try to see the outcome not as a success or a failure, but simply as information. This is the illumination on offer right now. It is a chance to see clearly, without judgment, what is actually happening. What is this light showing you about the relationship between your personal world and the collective one you inhabit? How are your individual acts impacting the greater whole, and how are the larger currents shaping your individual experience? Take a deep breath and allow this truth to settle. Allow yourself to embrace the wisdom that comes from seeing things clearly, even if the truth is challenging. Now, just as we are sitting with this intense culmination, processing the difficult journey that led us here, and holding the tension of this Leo-Aquarius opposition, the universe offers a gift. A remarkable wave of genuine grace is building, and it comes from one of the most beautiful astrological events possible. It's like finding a cool, clear spring after a long trek through a dry landscape, a wellspring of comfort and support after a period of friction and challenge. In the coming days, the two most helpful and supportive planets, Venus and Jupiter, are preparing to meet in a powerful conjunction. For those new to these terms, planets in astrology are often categorized by their general effect or nature. Venus is called the lesser benefic, meaning she is a source of good things, a planet that generally brings positive outcomes. She is the planet of love, beauty, pleasure, and union, bringing harmony, connection, and joy wherever she goes. Think of her as the force that creates peace, fosters art, builds happy relationships, and brings sweetness to life. She softens the edge of life and reminds us of what is delightful and pleasurable. Jupiter is the greater benefic. Now, I do want to say that these terms greater and lesser are related to where they are in relation to the order of spheres. So Venus happens to fall on the inside of the sun as a personal planet whose orbit is inside the Earth, and Jupiter's is on the outside, a much bigger, wider orbit. Jupiter is the greater benefic and even more powerful source of good. He is the planet of growth, wisdom, faith, and abundance, bringing expansion, good fortune, and justice. Jupiter tends to make things bigger and better, sometimes a little too much though, and offering blessings and broad perspectives and encouraging a sense of hope and optimism. When these two planets come together in a conjunction, meaning they occupy the same space in the sky and blend their energies, it is a moment of immense blessing and opportunity. It is considered one of the most auspicious alignments in astrology, signaling a time of ease, good luck, and a feeling of benevolence. It's a powerful combination of harmonious connection and expansive growth, multiplying their positive influences. Imagine a lavish feast where every dish is delightful and every guest feels welcomed and cared for. This is the energy these two bring together. And where is this powerful, benevolent meeting taking place? In the zodiac sign of Cancer. Cancer is the sign of home, family, nourishment, and protection. Crabs live in their home and carry it with them. The sign of Cancer is the crab. It is ruled by the moon, making it a place of deep emotional safety, belonging, and nurturing. It is the archetypal mother, providing comfort and security, fostering deep emotional bonds, and most importantly, it is the sign of Jupiter's exaltation. Exaltation is the planet's place of highest joy and greatest power, where its energies are most able to express themselves fully and beneficially. So we have the great benefic Jupiter, already powerful in his best possible sign and close to his best possible point. The very middle of Cancer is the exaltation point of Jupiter, and is preparing to join with the lesser benefic Venus in the sign that represents ultimate nurturing, comfort, and safety. This is a truly potent combination, like a grand reunion of generosity and tenderness in the most welcoming of homes, promising warmth, emotional support, and genuine comfort. This meeting carries the energy of finding refuge, receiving unconditional love, and feeling completely at peace in your personal space. This conjunction represents an outpouring of compassion and loving kindness. It is the astrological equivalent of a warm, loving embrace after a long, hard journey. It is the potential for deep healing, for reconciliation within families or communities, for finding sanctuary and comfort in a world that often feels harsh and unforgiving. It is a powerful antidote to the difficult transits the moon has just endured, offering a softening and a balm, providing a sense of security and belonging. We see glimmers of this energy in the world already. Even amidst the challenges, it's the breakthrough science pioneered by UK scientists that allows for the birth of healthy babies free from hereditary disease. A perfect manifestation of Jupiter, growth, benevolence, new life, and Venus, fertility, good outcomes, and beauty. In Cancer, motherhood, heritage, family well-being. It is the generosity of spirit that fuels aid to those in need, like the vital support that prevents millions of children globally from going without vaccines, even amidst the collapse of international aid, demonstrating compassion on a global scale. Or it's the willingness of a nation to discuss reparations for colonial-era wrongs, a step toward justice and healing that acknowledges past harms and seeks to restore balance and foster a sense of collective care and belonging. This is a powerful counter melody to the themes of conflict, austerity, and division we see elsewhere, reminding us of humanity's capacity for care, for nurturing, and for shared well-being. Now, here's the interesting part. At the exact moment of the full moon, our moon in Aquarius is in aversion to this beautiful conjunction in Cancer. Aversion is an old astrological term that means the planets can't exactly see each other through one of the major aspects, like a trine, square, sextile, opposition. They have to obtain information through indirect means. They have to care for their guests through indirect means. Imagine standing in a room with your back turned to someone. You might sense they're there, perhaps even hear them, but you can't really see them directly or fully receive what they are offering or see what they have on offer. This perfectly describes that feeling of being caught in the logical, detached, and sometimes isolating framework of Aquarius, staring at the big picture problems of humanity, perhaps feeling disconnected from this deep well of personal warmth and nourishment that is just out of view. You might be intellectually aware of comfort or support, but unable to truly feel it or access it emotionally. It's like knowing there's a feast, but not being able to taste it, or knowing help is available, but feeling too guarded or analytical to accept it. But this is about to change. In just a few days, the moon will move out of the cool, detached air of Aquarius and into the watery, intuitive sign of Pisces. From Pisces, she will form a beautiful flowing aspect called a trine to this Venus-Jupiter configuration. A trine is the most harmonious and supportive connection between planets, where they are 120 degrees apart. It's an energy of effortless grace and flow, allowing energies to merge easily and beneficially, a natural alignment. This means our moon, representing our emotional self and our body, will finally be able to turn and receive the full blessing of this benevolent powerhouse. It's like finally turning around in that room and being met with a loving hug and a helpful hand, truly feeling the warmth and support that was previously just out of reach. This trine opens a channel for emotional nourishment and a deep sense of peace, allowing us to feel the abundance and compassion that is flowing. This is the promise that holds us through the intensity of the full moon. Even if you feel challenged, isolated, or caught in your head right now, know that this deep well of support and genuine compassion is waiting for you. The challenges you've faced are real, but so is the grace that is flowing towards you. It is a reminder that no matter how difficult the journey, there is always a source of healing and comfort available, and that after facing the hardships, there is a natural unfolding toward greater ease. I want you to take a moment and think. How can you prepare yourself to receive this gift? Knowing that this wave of grace is coming, what walls can you begin to lower? What expectations or judgments can you release? How can you consciously open yourself to more abundance, more love, more nourishment in your life over the coming week? And just as importantly, how can you become a vessel for this energy for others? How can you bring a little more Venusian pleasure or Jupiterian generosity, a little more compassion to your family, your friends, or your community? Let me know in the comments one small way you plan to share this grace. Your intention matters more than you know, and your acts of compassion ripple outward, creating positive change far beyond what you might imagine, building a stronger, more connected world. This journey doesn't end at the full moon. The illumination is just the midpoint. 2 weeks that follow are about integrating the lessons we've learned and using the energy we've received to consciously shape our path forward. The moon's upcoming travels through the zodiac are a roadmap for us, showing the tests and opportunities that lie ahead, guiding us from culmination to new beginnings. This is where our conscious will meets the currents of fate, allowing us to actively participate in our destiny. Right after the moon makes that beautiful trine to Venus and Jupiter from Pisces, absorbing their potent blessings, she will cross the north node of her orbit. The north node isn't a planet. It's like the south node. It's a point in space that marks a direction of destiny or karmic growth of our future path. If the south node was a baptism into the past, a descent into deep waters, the north node is an emergence into the future, a rise above the waters. When the moon crosses the north node, filled with the benevolent power of that recent trine, it is a super potent moment for setting intentions. It's like taking all that goodwill, compassion, and abundance and focusing it like a laser beam on your aspirations. This is the time to make your wishes, to state your prayers, to clarify your vision for the future, and to commit to your re-established orbit. Your intentionality at this moment, blessed by the benefics, has immense power. It's a moment to truly direct your energy towards your highest good, to decide where you are heading with clear purpose, and to consciously plant seeds for your unfolding path. What old habits or limiting beliefs are you ready to leave behind now that you've glimpsed a more compassionate way forward? But this new grace-filled intention will be tested almost immediately. After crossing the north node, the moon will travel into Aries and make a conjunction with both Saturn and Neptune. Saturn is the planet of structure, disciplined boundaries, and hard reality. It represents the rules, the limitations, and the framework of the world. Saturn asks us to be serious and responsible, to build with strength and endurance. Neptune is the planet of dreams, imagination, spirituality, and sometimes illusion, confusion, and disillusionment. It represents the boundless, the ethereal, the ideal, often blurring the lines of reality or dissolving them entirely. Bringing them together in the assertive pioneering sign of Aries is a challenge. It's the dream meeting the brick wall of reality. It's the boundless inspiration meeting finite limitation. The shadow side of this is confusion, disillusionment, or feeling trapped by circumstances, unable to move forward with your ideals. We see this in the struggle to fund humanitarian aid globally, where the beautiful dream of helping everyone, Neptune, meets the harsh reality of collapsed international aid and logistical nightmares, Saturn, leaving over 14 million children globally without any vaccines in 2024. This is just an example of the kinds of how these archetypes manifest in the world. And this highlights the painful gap between our aspirations and the hard limits of what can be achieved. It's the feeling of having a brilliant idea, a clear vision, but no resources or solid structure to make it happen, or feeling blocked by bureaucracy and a lack of practical pathways. It can feel like your highest hopes are crashing against cold, hard facts, or that your ideals are dissolving in the face of harsh conditions, such as the concerns over rapidly aging populations and the need for structural changes. You might feel the weight of a brilliant, innovative idea only to find the path to make it real is blocked by strict rules or a lack of practical resources. But the light side of this conjunction is grounded innovation. True, lasting innovation isn't just a wild idea, Neptune floating disconnected in the air. It's a wild idea made real through hard work, solid structure, and discipline, Saturn. This is where we are asked to take our freshly minted intentions and build a container for them. How can you bring your dream down to earth? What practical, tangible, step-by-step plan can you create to make it real? This is about grounding your vision, not abandoning it, finding the balance between inspiration and practical execution. It's about building bridges between your ideal world and the one you live in, turning vague hopes into concrete plans. Next, still in Aries, the moon will meet Chiron. Chiron is often called the wounded healer. It represents a deep primal trauma within us, a pain that may never fully disappear, a wound that stays with us. Yet, it is through our experience of this wound, through knowing it intimately and learning to live with it, that we gain the unique capacity to offer deep healing and compassion to others who share similar pain. When the moon connects with Chiron, she remembers this pain. She re-engages with the trauma, bringing it to the surface again. This can be a tender, sensitive time, bringing up old hurts, feelings of vulnerability, or past injustices, reminding you of places where you felt broken or wounded. It might feel uncomfortable to revisit these sensitive spots, but it is a necessary step for deeper compassion. Perhaps an old wound around being seen or heard resurfaces, asking for a renewed sense of self-care and acceptance. But the invitation is not to wallow in it. The invitation is to recommit to using that pain as fuel for compassion. This is where we can cultivate sympathetic joy, the ability to feel genuine joy for the healing and happiness of others, even when it's not directly about us, especially then. It's a high form of compassion, moving beyond empathy to a shared delight in another's well-being, celebrating their triumphs as if they were your own. It's seeing the news of a nation discussing reparations for past atrocities and feeling a sense of rightness and relief, a genuine sense of gladness for the healing that is starting, even if it doesn't directly affect you. It's hearing a friend's success story and then feeling genuine happiness for them, without comparison or envy. It's using your own story of sorrow not as a weapon or a wall that separates you, but as a bridge to connect with and support another's healing journey. It's finding common ground in shared humanity, allowing your own vulnerability to become a source of strength for others. After these intense encounters, the moon moves into Taurus, the sign of her exaltation. Here she is on her throne. She is strong, stable, and secure. In this particular cycle, she travels through Taurus alone, without meeting any other major planets through a bodily conjunction. This signifies a moment for quiet, solitary strength. It is a time to reground yourself and reconnect with your body, your senses, and the simple, enduring beauties of the physical world. It's a moment of radiating power, not through frantic action or outward engagement, but through centered, embodied presence. After the trials and the complex social dynamics, this is a chance to simply be, to find your inner quiet and steadfastness, and to appreciate the solid, reliable foundations of your own being. It's a time to absorb the blessings and simply exist in your own natural power, feeling truly rooted, perhaps by spending time in nature, enjoying a good meal, or simply resting without agenda. Then the energy shifts dramatically as the moon enters Gemini and conjoins Uranus. Uranus is the planet of sudden change, shock, and liberation. It brings breakthroughs, unexpected insights, and often a disruptive energy that shatters old norms and brings about new ways of seeing or doing things. When the moon meets Uranus, expect the unexpected. It's an electrical jolt to the system, a moment of sharp, unexpected clarity, or a sudden liberating shift. This could be a sudden insight that clarifies a complex problem you've been wrestling with, a surprising piece of news that alters your perspective, or a disruptive conversation that shatters old assumptions you've held. It is a separation that creates something entirely new. It's the breakthrough idea that comes out of nowhere, the truth that suddenly becomes obvious, or a quick shift in your mental landscape that opens up new possibilities, allowing you to break free from stagnant patterns. Perhaps a difficult conversation suddenly frees up energy, or a piece of information you learn completely shifts your way of thinking. Finally, the moon's journey comes full circle as she enters her home sign of Cancer, and who is waiting there to welcome her home, Jupiter and Venus. She returns to fully embrace the gift of grace that she could only glimpse from a distance at the full moon. This is the integration. This is the reward for the long, hard journey. It's a time of deep emotional replenishment, of feeling safe, supported, and abundant. It's a time to nourish yourself and fill that cup, to share that nourishment and compassion with the world, bringing the cycle to a sense of completion and fulfillment, ready for the next wave of intention. This final embrace is a reminder that despite all the challenges, there is always a return to wholeness and a deep well of support to draw from. So let's bring this all together. We've been on an alchemical journey. The last 2 weeks were in the calcientio, the burning away of the dross, through the trials of a difficult Mars. The arduous via combusta and the stripping fire of Pluto. This was the intense heat that purged what was no longer needed, forcing us to release old patterns and confront difficult truths. The full moon was the illuminatio, the moment of bright, stark clarity, where we saw the tension between our individual self and our collective reality, between our heartfelt desires and the larger system. It was the moment of truth when everything hidden was brought to light, demanding our awareness. Now, as the moon moves through the second half of her cycle, we are in the work of transmutatio, transformation. We have been given this incredible gift, this wave of grace from Venus and Jupiter, a wellspring of compassion and loving kindness. The work now is to consciously take that grace and use it to inform our path forward as we navigate the tests of Saturn and Neptune and step into the healing opportunity of Chiron. It's about taking the raw material of your experience, your struggles, your insights, your moments of grace, and refining it into something of true value, something meaningful and lasting. This is the art of alchemy, to take the heavy, difficult lead of experience and transform it into the precious gold of wisdom and peace. The world outside reflects this same alchemical drama. We see the heavy lead of conflict, political division, border disputes, and human suffering. We see systems breaking down like the collapse of international aid, leaving millions of children unvaccinated and societies struggling under the weight of harsh realities like rapidly aging populations and economic austerity measures. As seen with Ghana scrapping fuel allowances for public officials to cut costs. These are the trials of Mars, conflict, Pluto, deep transformation, breakdown of power structures, and Saturn, the limitations and austerity, playing out on a global scale. The friction, the power struggles, the limitations that press upon us all. But we also see the glimmers of gold. We see the scientific breakthroughs that eliminate hereditary disease and offer new life. We see courageous discussions of justice and repair for historical wrongs, like France's willingness to discuss reparations for colonial-era massacres. We see the simple, powerful act of one human being offering another a moment of peace, a bit of food, a word of hope. This is the grace of Venus and Jupiter, a counterforce of love and abundance that is just as real as living well of compassion always present, reminding us of humanity's enduring spirit and our capacity for benevolence, even in difficult times. It is a powerful reminder that even in the face of great challenges, the impulse to create, to connect, and to heal persists. You cannot control the entire world. That is a task beyond any one person. But you are the center of your own solar system. You have the power of intention. The challenges you faced over the last 2 weeks were not meaningless. They were not a punishment. They were a preparation. They were hollowing you out so that you could be filled with something new, something deeper, something more aligned. The question is, what will you be filled with? Will you allow yourself to be filled with the grace of the Venus-Jupiter conjunction? Will you use that grace to fuel a deeper compassion for yourself and for others? Will you take the high-minded ideals of Aquarius and desire for a better world, for innovation, for collective well-being, and ground them with the radiant, courageous heart of Leo, acting from a place of personal integrity and love? This is the work of transforming pain into purpose and challenge into wisdom. It's about letting the light of awareness refine your experiences, making you stronger and more centered. able to act with greater clarity and heart. This is your alchemical work, to take the lead of your own personal struggles, your frustrations and your sorrows, and consciously transform them into the gold of wisdom, compassion, and purposeful action. Just because you may have been knocked off your path by the difficult currents of the last 2 weeks doesn't mean you can't realign. The power of rebirth is real. This is your moment to reestablish your orbit, to choose your impact, and to begin again, wiser and stronger than before, carrying the wisdom of your journey forward. If you'd like to explore how these powerful themes are showing up specifically in your own birth chart and learn how to work with them on a personal level, I invite you to book a one-on-one reading with me. You can find the link to that in the description below for my website. Together, we can map out your unique path through these transformative times and identify your personal strategy for turning lead into gold, helping you find clarity and direction tailored to your unique journey. You can find the link for that in the description below. Aries rising. The full moon in Aquarius lands in the 11th house. The ruler of your ascendant is Mars. This full moon illuminates your 11th house of hopes, friendships, and community, bringing a surge of clarity to your social sphere. With the sun in Leo shining brightly on your 5th house of creative expression and pleasure, this lunation highlights the interplay between your individual passions and the groups you're a part of. It asks you to examine how your unique self is expressed within your broader networks, and if these connections truly support your growth. The full moon intensifies themes of culmination and potential shifts within your friendships and collective goals. A project might reach a peak, or a long-held wish could manifest. You may feel compelled to release old group affiliations or find ways to contribute more authentically. It's an invitation to integrate your inner creative self with your external social reality, finding balance between expressing yourself and belonging. Mars, your ruling planet, is in your 7th house of partnerships and might bring directness or even challenges to your significant relationships, urging honest communication with decisive action. Venus and Jupiter in your 4th house of home and emotional foundation offer a sense of comfort and security, suggesting that tending to your inner world supports your outer life. Uranus in your 3rd house quickens your local environment and communication, fostering adaptability. With Neptune in your 1st house of self, may blur boundaries, so trust your intuition. Here are some reflections and questions for you, Aries rising. Some reflections. I feel the push and pull between my creative expression and my commitments to communities. A key friendship or group association feels as though it's coming to a turning point. This moment is prompting me to connect more deeply with my authentic self. And a few questions. Which friendships and groups genuinely support my unique talents and aspirations? What judgments are needed in my social life to honor my personal growth? What hidden truths about my future hopes are now becoming clear? This full moon encourages an honest evaluation of your alliances and future visions. Embrace the clarity you receive about where you truly belong and where your energy is best spent. These revelations are deeply connected to your personal journey of self-discovery. Trust that as certain social structures evolve, they pave the way for connections that deeply resonate with the person you are becoming. And for Taurus rising, the full moon in Aquarius lands in the 10th house. The ruler of your ascendant is Venus. This full moon illuminates your 10th house of career and public image. Taurus, this lunation brings a potential culmination in your professional life, revealing areas of achievement or public recognition. The core theme of this lunation is the polarity between your public persona and your private world. As the sun shines in your 4th house of home and foundations, what you've been building externally now demands grounding in your inner truth and sense of belonging. The moon in your 10th house of public life and conjunct with Pluto brings significant transformation to your career. You may find yourself realizing your power and position more actively now, perhaps through a major project completion or a shift in public perception. This energy is amplified by the opposition to the sun in Leo in your 4th house, which encourages your public achievements to reflect your core identity and be supported by a stable, nurturing home environment. You may need to release outdated career ambitions that no longer serve your deepest well-being. Your ruling planet Venus joins benefic Jupiter in your 3rd house of communication, suggesting that open, honest conversations and creative endeavors may bring valuable insights and opportunities. Mars in Libra in your 6th house of daily work and service could bring a sense of urgency or conflict to your routines, highlighting where the pressure of this professional culmination is being felt. Saturn, ruler of this full moon, resides in your 12th house of hidden matters and the subconscious, suggesting that this public peak is deeply intertwined with a personal release or a confrontation with past patterns. It's natural to feel the weight of public expectation as your career reaches a pivotal point. Balancing your public life with your private emotional sanctuary is paramount now. You may be ready to release a professional identity that no longer feels authentic. What undeniable truth about your public path is becoming clear? How can you better integrate your career aspirations with your need for emotional security? What aspect of your public influence are you ready to reclaim or redefine? This moon invites you to align your external achievements with your internal values. The turning point lies in recognizing that true success is defined by your own integrity and well-being, not just by external accolades. Witness this illumination with honesty and embrace the clarity it offers to shape your future path. Gemini rising, the full moon in Aquarius lands in the 9th house for you, and the ruler of your ascendant, as always, is Mercury. This full moon illuminates your 9th house, Gemini, bringing culmination to matters of belief, higher learning, and long-term vision. A truth you've been seeking may now be revealed, or a long-held perspective could be seen in a fresh light. This lunation forms a strong opposition with the sun in your 3rd house of communication and immediate surroundings, highlighting a tension between your everyday world and the philosophies you embrace. With the moon's light shining on the 9th house, you may experience a sudden, clear understanding of how your belief systems are shaping your world. This illumination, amplified by Pluto in your 9th house, invites a profound shift in how you perceive life. It's a time when a significant journey of learning or spiritual seeking comes to a head. You may find yourself needing to release outdated beliefs or rigid viewpoints that no longer serve your evolution. The challenge is in integrating this expansive awareness into your daily life without becoming lost in abstract ideas or alienating those around you. Your thoughts of expression ruled by Mercury in your third house of Leo may feel dramatic and expressive as you grapple with these deeper truths. Meanwhile, Venus in your second house of resources and self-worth, conjoined with Jupiter, invites you to align your sense of security with your evolving beliefs. Mars in your fifth house of creative self-expression encourages you to find vibrant and perhaps audacious new ways of embodying this inner shift. Saturn and Neptune in your 11th house of community and dreams may bring a dose of realism or necessitate that you surrender some expectations regarding your social circles and future aspirations as your understanding evolves. It's common to feel a shift away from old beliefs and ideas that you once held dear. Integrating profound new truth with your daily reality can feel complex, but it's a vital process. This moment of clarity may be the culmination of a long internal journey of seeking and finding. What core beliefs are being challenged to promote my ultimate growth? How can I share my newly discovered truth with both conviction and compassion? And which philosophical frameworks can I release to align my mind with my soul's wisdom? Those were some reflections and questions for you this lunation cycle, and this full moon marks a significant turning point in your understanding of the world and your place within it. The invitation is to witness the potential collapse of old paradigms with courage and grace. Trust the emerging truth from deep within and focus on building a bridge between what you now know and how you choose to live. And now Cancer rising, the full moon in Aquarius is in the 8th house. The ruler of your ascendant is the moon herself. Cancer rising, this full moon illuminates your 8th house, bringing themes of shared resources, deep intimacy, and profound transformation into sharp focus. Expect insights regarding joint finances, emotional vulnerabilities, or the subtle power dynamics within your closest relationships. The sun in Leo, directly opposite in your 2nd house, highlights a core tension. How do you balance your personal values and sense of self-worth with the inevitable interdependence and shared emotional landscapes of significant partnerships? This lunation signifies a culmination, confrontation, or deep realization concerning shared ventures, debts, or the unspoken agreements that shape your intimate connections. What has been concealed or underdeveloped in these years may now come to light, requiring you to release outdated patterns of emerging or dependency. The aim is to integrate these experiences without losing your essential self. Venus and Jupiter together in your 1st house create a warm, expansive glow around your personal identity and how you present yourself to the world. Your innate charm is amplified, potentially drawing opportunities your way. Mercury in your 2nd house sharpens your thinking and communication around your values and personal finances. Mars in your 4th house suggests a dynamic energy focused on your home and family life, perhaps spurring action or even some protective conflict. Meanwhile, Saturn and Neptune in your 10th house create a fascinating tension between practical responsibility in your career and the pursuit of inspiring, perhaps elusive, ideals. You're called to establish clear, grounded boundaries in your public life while also honoring your dreams, Pluto's presence in your 8th house amplifies the transformative potential of this full moon, ensuring that any revelations lead to long-lasting, deep-seated change. It's natural to feel a stirring of deeper emotions, a sense of vulnerability now. The dance between your personal needs and those of your loved ones is highlighted, facing hidden truths though challenging, can lead to significant emotional liberation. What unspoken truths about shared finances or intimate bonds are surfacing for you? Are there commitments or obligations related to shared resources you are ready to release? How can you better integrate your personal values with the needs of your closest relationships? This full moon invites you to courageously witness the culmination of deep emotional and financial currents. Remain honest with yourself and others, allowing this potent illumination to guide you toward greater authenticity and a profound release, ultimately aligning you with your path of ongoing transformation. And now for Leo rising. This full moon illuminates your 7th house, Leo, the realm of partnerships, significant others, and how you relate to them. Expect a culmination, a confrontation, or a realization within your closest bonds. This lunation highlights the interplay between your self-expression and your relationships, given that the sun residing in your 1st house of self opposes the moon. The core tension invites you to explore how your individual needs and desires harmonize with your commitments. The Aquarius moon in your 7th house may bring emotional clarity or a sense of release regarding shared agreements. This could involve a direct conversation with a partner or a breakthrough in understanding relational dynamics. The sun in your 1st house spotlights your individual journey, prompting you to consider what you are ready to claim for yourself. Meanwhile, the moon reveals what needs to be integrated or released within your alliances, urging you to balance your autonomy with interdependence. Your planetary environment offers further insights. Mercury, also in your 1st house alongside the sun, encourages clear self-expression. However, it emphasizes the importance of sharing your thoughts to bring resolution to matters of partnership. Venus and Jupiter in your 12th house of introspection and hidden matters may indicate private processing of values and comfort. Mars in your 3rd house of communication urges direct expression, potentially sparking significant conversations. Saturn and Neptune in your 9th house of beliefs encourage you to reconcile your personal philosophies with your relational ideals. It's natural to feel the pull between your individuality and your desire for partnership. The spotlight on your relationships may bring underlying tensions to the surface. This lunation offers a chance to clarify what you truly seek in committed bonds. What core truths about my relationships are being revealed now, you might ask yourself. And how can I honor both my need for independence and my commitments? What beliefs about partnership am I ready to release or refine? This full moon in Aquarius marks a significant juncture for your closest relationships, Leo rising. It is an opportunity to gain profound insight into the dynamics you share, bringing clarity and perhaps a necessary shift. Embrace emotional honesty. Witness these revelations and let them guide you toward a more authentic and balanced way of connecting. And now, Virgo rising. The full moon in Aquarius in the 6th house, with the ruler of your ascendant being Mercury. Virgo rising, this full moon in Aquarius illuminates your 6th house, the house of daily routines, health, and service. This lunation brings culmination to your habits and well-being, asking you to honestly assess what truly nourishes you. Across the sky, the sun, alongside with Mercury, casts a light on your 12th house, which is the realm of the subconscious dreams and the hidden aspects of life. This polarity highlights the tension between the practical world and your inner, often unseen world. With the full moon's light shining, a turning point or a release regarding your work, health, or daily habits may be at hand. Old routines might crumble. A demanding project may come to completion, or a health concern could surface, compelling you to listen to your body's needs. The key is to release any perfectionism or obligations that detach you from your authentic self. This lunation offers a potent opportunity to purify your daily existence, releasing what feels inauthentic or unsustainable. Thankfully, some supportive energies are present. Venus and Jupiter in your 11th house of community and friendships offer blessings and assistance. Don't hesitate to lean on your network for support. Mars in your 2nd house of resources and income may ignite action around your finances, prompting you to fortify your foundation, to adapt to the shifts in your work life. Meanwhile, Saturn in your 8th house of shared resources calls for grounded realism in matters of debt and joint ventures. Boundaries need reinforcement, illusions dispelled. It's all right to feel a pull between your daily obligations and your soul's deeper calling. The urge to overhaul your well-being rituals is valid and deserves attention. Releasing a familiar sense of duty may bring liberation along with some uncertainty. What small step can you take to reclaim your energy and time? How can you better connect with your body's innate wisdom? And who within your community can provide practical help or emotional support during this time? This full moon is a catalyst for revolutionizing your relationships with self-care and service. It's a time to consciously redesign your life, prioritizing your well-being, and witness the endings with honesty and courage. Remember, your health is indeed your greatest wealth. Libra rising, the full moon in Aquarius lands in the 5th house. The ruler of your ascendant is Venus. And this full moon shines brightly in your 5th house, Libra rising, bringing potent culminations to themes of creativity, romance, and personal joy. What you've nurtured in these areas may now reach a peak, demanding your attention and offering a significant realization. The illuminating sun and Mercury in Leo across the sky in your 11th house highlight a natural tension, your deepest personal expressions versus your connection to community and broader social circles. This lunation calls you to find a resonant balance between your singular light and your place within the collective. The energy of this full moon, amplified by Pluto in your 5th house, signifies a profound shift in how you experience joy and self-expression. An artistic endeavor may reach completion, a significant romantic development could unfold, or you might uncover a deeper truth about what truly ignites your spirit. It's a time to release any lingering self-doubt or fears that have muted your unique creative voice. The central question this lunation poses is how to fully inhabit your passions while remaining connected to your wider world. Your own Mars, ruling your chart and positioned in Libra in your 1st house, urges decisive action and a strong sense of self. Meanwhile, Venus and Jupiter in Cancer, gracing your 10th house of career and public image, suggest a period of growth and expansion in your professional life. This can create a natural tension between personal fulfillment and public duty. Look to Saturn and Neptune in Aries in your 7th house. They invite a clear-eyed assessment of your partnerships. Are these connections built on a foundation of mutual respect and shared reality, or are they tinged with illusion? It's natural to feel a pull between your heart's desires and your outward responsibilities during this time. A creative project or a significant relationship dynamic may be reaching a pivotal point of clarity. Embrace this moment to honor your authentic self and the childlike wonder that fuels your joy. Here's a few things to reflect on. You might be experiencing a powerful culmination in your creative or romantic life. A realization about balancing personal expression with community involvement is likely. It's a period of significant personal insight into what brings you authentic joy. Where have you been holding back your unique radiance to fit within groups? How can you more consciously integrate your personal passions with your public contributions? What beliefs about your own worth are preventing you from fully embracing your creative potential? This full moon marks a significant turning point, inviting you to embrace a more authentic and joyful expression of yourself. The insights that surface now are vital for your ongoing growth. Witness what unfolds with kindness, allowing your inner truth to guide your steps toward what truly nourishes you. Seek a harmonious integration of your individuality and your connection to the world around you. Scorpio rising, the full moon in Aquarius lands in the 4th house, and the ruler of your ascendant is Mars. This potent full moon illuminates your 4th house of home, family, roots, and emotional foundations, bringing to a head themes surrounding your deepest sense of security and belonging. The spotlight is intensely on your private world, creating a natural tension with the sun in Leo in your 10th house of career, public image, and ambition. This lunation demands you confront how your inner emotional landscape supports or challenges your outward achievements. Intensified by Pluto's presence in your 4th house, this full moon brings culmination or profound realization regarding family dynamics, living situations, and long-held emotional patterns. What has simmered beneath the surface of your lineage or domestic life is now starkly clear. This is a powerful call to release old emotional baggage or family conditioning, integrating new ways of feeling secure and authentic. As Scorpio's ruler, Mars in Libra in your 12th house suggests your usual direct action may feel elusive. Address hidden conflicts or self-undoing patterns privately. Inner balance before external assertion is key. Mercury and the sun in Leo in your 10th house focus your thoughts and public identity on leadership and unique contribution. Your voice carries weight. Professional developments or recognitions may emerge. Venus and Jupiter in Cancer in your 9th house bring expansive, nurturing energy to your beliefs and philosophies. This fosters a fortunate broadening of horizons through travel, education, or a more compassionate worldview. Saturn and Neptune in Aries in your 6th house challenge you to clarify daily routines, health, and work. Saturn demands discipline, while Neptune blurs boundaries, inviting discernment between realistic commitments and idealistic notions. This lunation challenges your fundamental sense of belonging, urging a redefinition of your inner sanctuary. You may feel a powerful pull between outward ambitions and deep transforming currents within your home and family. the emotional intensity surrounding your roots is a necessary, profound part of your evolving self. What does true emotional security mean to you now, independent of external factors? How can you integrate your personal needs with your public aspirations for holistic well-being? What hidden emotional patterns or family legacies are you ready to release for deeper freedom? This full moon invites a pivotal turning point to redefine your foundational sense of self and home. By bravely facing what needs release in your private world, you create space for authentic self-expression in public life. Witness your emotional landscape with honesty, aligning with what truly nurtures your soul. And now Sagittarius rising, the full moon in Aquarius in the 3rd house, and the ruler of your ascendant is Jupiter. This full moon in Aquarius illuminates your 3rd house, bringing a powerful culmination to your immediate environment, daily communications, short journeys, and relationships with siblings and neighbors. It's a moment of heightened awareness surrounding how you gather and share information, the very nature of your everyday interactions. This intensity is a dynamic opposition to the Sun in Leo in your 9th house, where the focus shifts to broader philosophical truths, higher education, and the expansion of your belief system. The tension lies in balancing the tangible details of your daily life with your quest for wisdom and meaning. As the moon reaches its peak, expect clarity or a necessary confrontation regarding communication patterns, local dynamics, or news from your close network. The illumination encourages you to release outdated narratives or restrictive communication styles that no longer serve your intellectual freedom. Your ruler, Jupiter, in the 8th house in Cancer with Venus, indicates significant growth in shared resources and intimacy, offering potential for profound emotional richness. Mercury in the 9th house with the Sun emphasizes how your thoughts and words are linked to your higher beliefs and aspirations. Mars in the 11th house in Libra points to actions and potential conflicts within friendships and group affiliations where balance and fairness are key. Saturn and Neptune in your 5th house in Aries invite you to discern between genuine inspiration and fantasy in your creative pursuits and relationships with children. This lunation may feel intensely revealing, uncovering hidden currents in your daily exchanges. It's a time when clarity can be both liberating and challenging, yet also a source of stress. Allow yourself to feel the full spectrum of emotions that arise as truths come to light. You may feel a sense of urgency to express something that has been building. It's easy to get carried away with ideas now. Grounding yourself is vital, and you may experience a confrontation around a viewpoint you hold dear. What messages are you now ready to fully acknowledge in your immediate world? How can you align your daily communications with your deepest philosophical convictions? What outdated ways of sharing and learning are you ready to release from greater freedom? This full moon invites you to integrate profound insights about your voice and local connections with your overarching pursuit of wisdom. Embrace honest communication, honor the revelations that emerge, and allow yourself to witness this powerful moment of clarity while staying true to your values. And now we have Capricorn rising. The full moon in Aquarius lands in the 2nd house, and the ruler of your ascendant is Saturn. This full moon shines its full light upon your second house, illuminating matters of your personal resources, self-worth, and core values. It's a powerful moment of culmination and clarity, bringing into focus what you truly own, both materially and intrinsically. This lunar spotlight directly contrasts with the sun's position in your 8th house of shared resources, debts, and profound transformation, creating a dynamic tension between what is yours and what you share or owe. The full moon's bright illumination in your second house may bring a culmination or realization about your financial situation, your skills, or even your deeply held beliefs. There's a tangible tension between your individual security and the deep emotional or financial entanglements you have with others. This lunation calls you to acknowledge where your values are truly aligned and where they might be out of balance. It's an opportune time to release any outdated beliefs about your self-worth or any attachments to resources that no longer serve your highest good, integrating a renewed sense of personal value. With Mercury also in your 8th house, clarity comes to conversations around shared assets and intimate financial ties, illuminating what you truly share or owe and how this impacts your personal independence. Benefic's Venus and Jupiter in your 7th house of partnerships bring truth and expansion to your significant connections, clarifying what you value in others and how these relationships influence your self-worth and shared resources. Mars in your 10th house of public standing and career urges decisive action for your professional path, impacting your earning capacity and how you are valued. This prompts a search for balance and justice in your public dealings that resonate with your personal integrity. The presence of Pluto in your 2nd house, alongside the moon, amplifies this full moon's intensity, signaling a powerful and undeniable transformation in how you relate to your finances, possessions, and inherent self-worth. Expect a deep uncovering of what truly empowers you in these areas, as your ruling planet Saturn, also the ruler of this full moon, sits with Neptune in your 4th house of home and foundations. It underscores the need for realistic boundaries and structure in your most private life. Yet Neptune's influence here can dissolve old forms, inviting you to surrender to a more fluid sense of security. This foundational reevaluation is key to solidifying your personal values and managing your resources from a place of true inner stability. You may feel a strong pull to redefine what true security means to you. It's natural to feel some intensity around financial matters or your sense of personal value at this time. This lunation is an invitation to witness where your resources, both internal and external, are truly flowing. What personal values are you ready to release that no longer align with who you are becoming? How can you bring more balance to your shared financial or emotional commitments? What profound truth about your self-worth is this full moon revealing? This full moon invites you to a turning point in your relationship with your own sense of security and value. Be willing to witness what surfaces with emotional honesty, making choices that align you with what genuinely matters most for your foundational well-being. And Aquarius rising. The full moon in Aquarius is in the 1st house, and the ruler of your ascendant is Saturn. The full moon shines its powerful light directly upon you, Aquarius rising, illuminating your very identity and how you present yourself to the world. It marks a moment of intense culmination regarding your personal image, sense of self, and individual autonomy. The core dynamic of this lunation lies in the tension between the moon in your 1st house of self and the sun in Leo in your 7th house of partnerships, bringing into sharp focus the intricate balance between who you are and how you relate to others. The full moon's full illumination in your first house brings a significant emotional crescendo of realization about your authentic self. You may feel a deep urge to fully embrace your unique Aquarian nature, possibly leading to a confrontation with previous self-perceptions or the expectations of others have held for you. This powerful spotlight on your emotional landscape urges you to release any old identities that no longer serve your true path, while integrating a more authentic and uninhibited expression of who you truly are. With both the Sun and Mercury illuminating Leo in your 7th house, your relationships are front and center. Important conversations with close partners or collaborators may come to a head, clarifying mutual understandings and dynamics within your most intimate connections. This dialogue is further intensified by Pluto powerfully positioned with the moon in your 1st house, signifying a profound, transformative process within your very being, revealing truths about your inherent capacity for change and evolution. Saturn, your traditional ruler, joins Neptune in Aries in your 3rd house, highlighting a need to establish clear and compassionate boundaries around your daily communications and immediate environment. While Neptune can inspire idealism, Saturn here demands a grounded approach, helping you discern truth from illusion in your interactions. In a more supportive vein, Venus and Jupiter in nurturing Cancer in your 6th house offer a positive current for your daily routines, work life, and well-being, encouraging a compassionate approach to your responsibilities and potentially bringing fortunate opportunities. Mars in Libra in your 9th house may energize pursuits related to higher learning or deeply held beliefs, stirring actions that seek fairness and balance. This lunation may indeed feel intense, as deeply personal revelations rise to the surface of your awareness. It's a powerful and clarifying time to acknowledge the profound ways your relationships mirror your self-perception. Allow yourself the space to witness what arises within you and around you without judgment. What aspect of your authentic self is now asking to be fully seen and embraced by you and the world? How can you consciously balance your individual needs and unique path with the needs of your closest relationships? What truths about your personal power and capacity for transformation are now undeniable? Ultimately, this full moon serves as a potent invitation to step more fully into your unique self, embracing your individuality while consciously navigating the significant connections that shape your experience. Embrace emotional honesty, honor your deepest truth, and align with the most authentic version of you. And now for Pisces rising. The full moon in Aquarius lands in your 12th house. The ruler of your ascendant is Jupiter. The 12th house intensifies what is often hidden, your subconscious, private matters, or areas of self-undoing. This full moon brings deep-seated patterns to light, perhaps revealing truths about solitude or release. The polarity between the moon here and the sun in your 6th house highlights a tension between your private hidden world and your daily routines in service to others. This illumination in your 12th house may bring a culmination of a private spiritual journey or a confrontation with self-sabotaging tendencies. It's a powerful spotlight on what you've kept veiled, emotionally or physically. Then the tension with the sun in your 6th house means you might feel a profound pull between attending to daily duties and a deep need for withdrawal or inner processing. This lunation urges you to release old patterns and integrate lessons learned from quiet contemplation. In this intense atmosphere, your ruler Jupiter, exalted in Cancer and residing in your joyful fifth house, offers a profound source of compassionate and protective energy. This placement truly blesses your creative endeavors, connection with children, or romantic life, providing a safe harbor and expansive growth amidst any intensity. Alongside Jupiter, Venus also graces your fifth house in Cancer, softening the emotional landscape and encouraging a deep intuitive flow in your relationships and expressions of affection, perhaps bringing a heartfelt culmination in these areas. Meanwhile, Mercury in your sixth house of Leo sharpens your thoughts and communications around daily work, health routines, or service. It asks for directness and clarity in these practical realms. Mars in Libra, positioned in your eighth house, may bring urgent actions or illuminate dynamics around shared resources, inheritances, or deep psychological shifts. This placement demands a fair and balanced approach to these potent areas, potentially bringing underlying power dynamics to the surface. Further, Saturn and Neptune share your second house of Aries, bringing a compelling focus to your personal resources, values, and self-worth. Saturn here demands realism, structure, and clear boundaries with your assets, urging you to solidify your material foundations. In contrast, Neptune in the same house may blur these lines, inviting a more spiritual or fluid approach to what you own, perhaps encouraging detachment from purely material concerns. Finally, Pluto's presence in your 12th house, alongside the moon, underscores the profound transformation underway within your hidden fears and subconscious patterns, pushing for complete release and rebirth in these deep, private spaces. This period can feel profoundly private, revealing unspoken truths that seek acknowledgement. It's normal to feel a strong pull between your inner world and outer responsibilities. Clarity about self-undoing patterns is possible now. What hidden emotional patterns are you truly ready to release? How can you better balance introspection with daily obligations without sacrificing either? Where might you need clearer boundaries around your resources or self-worth? This full moon invites you to witness and integrate deep subconscious material that is now fully illuminated. Embrace emotional honesty about what needs to be released from your inner landscape and allow yourself to align with quiet wisdom that has been seeking expression. Thank you so much for being with me today as we went over the full moon in Aquarius for August of 2025. Again, a big thank you to Nadiya Shah for allowing me to host this lunation on her channel. It's been a pleasure to connect with all of you here on this platform. Again, just a reminder about the discount code for my birthday month all the way through the end of Virgo, 50% off all of my individual sessions, premium, standard, and basic, as well as the 6-session package for coaching and mentoring if you're interested in studying one-on-one any of the aspects of astrology, how they impact directly on your chart. We can use your chart as the vehicle for study. I know a lot of classes and courses that you take with instructors where there's a large class, they don't often have the bandwidth and the space to be able to use an individual's chart to help them learn the astrology, and you can do that in private mentoring sessions. We can use your chart to help you learn the astrology that you are studying in any of your classes. This is from basic to advanced. I've gone all the way from basic classes through multiple year 3 and mastery classes. So happy to help anybody that's looking for that kind of help, as well as coaching and life coaching and career coaching. Please visit my website. You can find the coupon code and the links in this description below. And again, until next time, keep your eye on the sky and make a wish upon a star.